What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? UCB Uncommon Bomb Podcast back in the building. Going with the handheld today. So hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully I'm coming through clear. All right. First, I want to give a shout out in the inbox. Sometimes people say, "Oh, yo, I like your fit today, or I like your hat." And usually I'm rocking the sports hats, but I also flip it up. Um, Sometimes I wear the derbies. So today I'm rocking a derby, and we keeps no secrets over here. Okay, so instead of flossing and acting all fly, I'm gonna tell you that's a Forever 21 cop. It's like 20 something dollars. But what I did do is I went down to my spot. Name of the spot is City Hats. City Hats, 55 East Houston Street. And I went down there to get a little feather and a card. Okay. That's what makes the hat, the accessories. You know what I'm saying? The accessories. So shout out to City Hats. Of course, they make hats there, derbies, fedoras, paperboy hats, all the fly shit for ladies and men. Go down there, check them out. Winter hats, all that. They got fur hats, everything. Winter time's coming, so you know how we give it up in New York City. Woo-woo. But yeah, so shout out to City Hats. If you ever want to check them out, man. And like I said, they have the accessories. So if you want, fellas, if you want a feather, if you want a card, a playing card, and they're vintage cards too. They're not always like the same old cards. Let me see if I got one here. I got one. This one is another. It's a vintage. It's like old school movie. So this one is Chicago Deadline with Alan Ladd and Donna Reed, old school movie. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, six of clubs. The back end is really nothing, but you can stick that inside of your hat. You know what I'm saying? With a couple of feathers, and you know how we giving it up. It's about styling and profiling over here, but it's also about keeping it real. So no, I did not pay $200 to $300 for this joint right here. This one was a nice little cop, Forever 21, and then I just went in and styled it. Um, Tell a friend to tell a friend. We were supposed to get with you this week. We did, but we didn't because it's midnight. It's the late night. We schmoozing. Shout out to all my Rugrat fans out there, my old school people that know what time it is. All right, we rocking the Rugrats today. But let's talk, man. We got a few topics to go over. We're gonna talk about Nia Long and Jeezy. We're gonna talk about Kiki Palmer. Not much though. Not much to say there. Um, we're also going to talk about Yvonne Orji, famously of Insecure, that is 39 years old, comedian and still a virgin, y'all. And LSU, we're going to talk about is it too soon to abandon them? As we were putting together the list of things to talk about this week, it then dawned on everybody that Angel Reese, star of that team, is falling into some trouble. Maybe off the court, of course, in the classroom with the GPA, but we'll get into that. And then also Diddy. Diddy popped on the scene, so we got to add him because Cassie came out and put out a 30 to 35 page statement going over in detail numerous cases of abuse, control, and just overall just inhuman treatment of her throughout their relationship. So we'll touch on that. But the real thing we want to talk about today is, are older men spreading toxicity when they speak to young men about dating as they approach manhood? So what we're talking about tonight is when we're the old guys, right? Because we were the young guys at one point. And a lot of older guys, they steered us wrong, man. They told us to be a player. They told us to go get as many women as you can and get a lot of notches on your belt and be the man. And you know what I'm saying? Like things that maybe weren't the wisest. And then how that flips. And now that we are the older guys, what are we doing? Are we better in the situation, or are we adding to an already horrible dating scene out here when we talk to the next generation of young men coming up with dealing with the ladies? So we got a lot to talk about. Let's get into it. There is no drink tonight. We chilling, okay? We schmoozing. Have some water. Definitely though, I will tell y'all, if you haven't had it, check out the Bacardi um mango chili flavor. Bacardi mango chili flavor. That's been I've been rocking with that hard for the last couple weeks, man. That's where it's at. But let's get into it, man. Let's talk Jeezy and Nia, okay? Because they're the farthest away. I just want to know who decided that was the conversation that we needed. One. And then what an interesting pair. What an interesting pair to have those two sit down and have a chat was like, for what, for who, for why? Um, I watched it. I won't say it was horrible, okay, because I'm always support Black events. I definitely felt like it looked like a safe space. They both were able to talk. I won't say openly. We didn't really find out anything, and it's not that we tuned in to find out anything, but technically, I mean, just based on the fact that Jeezy just ended and is now separated and filed for divorce from oh, I forgot her name. But we'll get to it. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? From The View, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, they had a baby not long ago, and then he filed for divorce. And so people sat down and tried to like, okay, so they're gonna sit here and talk. Like Nia's gonna talk about her situation with Indoka, former Boston Celtic coach, now with the Houston Rockets, and Jeezy's gonna talk about his situation with his former. They talked about it, they glazed over it. Of course, Nia's stuff is pretty much out there, so it's really not much for us to hear from her except how she's healing. But with Jeezy, he glossed over a lot of things, man. He didn't really say much. Not that we needed to know anything, but he didn't say much. Then he said, and here's where some people gonna be like, "Oh, brothers is hating, niggas don't la la la. Real niggas don't cheat." Cool, I get it. You're sitting down, you're having a talk, and perhaps he really feels that way, and that's fine. Niggas cheat, and real niggas cheat. Not saying it's okay, but what I'm saying is his opinion comes out, and it's just odd to me. And I'm gonna say why. It's odd to me because you're running around leaving single mothers in the trail of your wake everywhere you go. But real niggas don't cheat. But do real niggas leave women with children and move on to another woman and give them children and then leave them and move on to another woman? Do real niggas do that? That's all I want to know. Because we are literally living in the age of pandering right now. Now, I'm not saying that he's pandering. Maybe he really feels that way, and perhaps he's never cheated, and that's great. Kudos. But we are living in the age of pandering where when we get a mic in our face, gentlemen and ladies, we say all type of shit that sounds really good for people to give the clicks. So I could sit up here and be like, yeah, real niggas don't cheat. But I'd be lying. Niggas cheat, ladies cheat. Real niggas cheat, real broads cheat. You know what I'm saying? But if you're really a real one, I don't want to go crazy, but if you're really a real one, you're going to hold it down. And before you make that move to cheat, you're going to have a sit down conversation. And you're not going to cheat, you're going to end it. Okay. So I've been on both ends of the spectrum, meaning I've moved foul, corrected myself, understood that I lose a good person, and have to reflect and fix me. Because that's a me situation. That's a me problem. Why did I do that? I'm not blaming her, right? I got to blame myself. Even if I felt like there were some things that happened that led me to do something wrong, I committed the act. So I have to look in the mirror, right? But I just felt like the whole conversation was like a bunch of like bubble talk. They didn't really say nothing. I mean, and they talked, and then, yes, sis, I'm here for you, and yeah, we gotta be there for it. Yeah, we do gotta show up for one another. But I don't know. I just felt like the whole thing was just real glossy and staged. I didn't get none of it. It was nice to see a black woman and a black man sit there and appreciate each other and talk to one another civilly. So I'll give them that. And I got none but respect for Nia Long. I got none but respect pretty much for Jeezy from my end. Like, I don't know these people. So, you know what I mean? To me, it's like, all right, cool. I just don't like when people get on the microphone. I mean, especially gentlemen, because that's who I could hold the standard to, and they say stuff, and I'm like, all right, dog, I hear you, I feel you, but are you moving correctly on all facets before you just put out some shit like that? So that's how I feel about that. All right, we'll move on because they had their conversation. It's over. Um, let's move on to Miss Keke Palmer. We're not going to talk about a lot about that. All I'm gonna say is prayers out for baby Leo, man. I hope the parents get it together, and God bless. Hope the situation works out. Moving right along. Let's talk about Yvonne Orji. Okay, we all know her. She had the scenes on Insecure. She had the raciest scenes, if you ask me. Her character had the most craziest sex scenes. And she came out just talking about like she has preserved herself and going on, on her 39th birthday, 39 years, and she ain't cracked the seal yet. That's that's commendable. That's commendable. Shannon Sharp, you know what I mean, of Club Shay Shay, of Nightcap with Chad Ochocinco, and of First Take, said famously to Chad, when Chad said, that'll be a nice woman for you or whatever, and he said he wanted a sinner. Fellas, I'm gonna put this on the gram as a poll or as a reel. Fellas, are we co-signing Shannon on this? Do we want a sinner? Like, do we want to meet somebody that's 39 years old? She's like, yeah, you know what I mean? I'm a virgin. And you want to be like, you're what? Nah, I'm gonna need somebody that's got some tread on them tires. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like I said again, for clicks and for likes, we will say some things. Maybe Shannon is looking for a sinner. God bless. I'm not looking for no sinner. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for a good person. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't never looked for no sinner. So that's a funny statement. So fellas, I just want to know, 39-year-old virgin, you with it? Or you like, nah, you looking at it skeptical. You don't really want to be that guy to break her in. You rather somebody that's a little bit more seasoned. You looking for a sinner, a straight up, because who Shannon asked for was a known like OnlyFans star, a joint that's been out there for a minute. So I ain't gonna put a name out there right now, but y'all could check it out. He says who it is. But we ain't looking for no sinners, man. If you're 39 and you just so happen to be a virgin, but we connect, then what we talking about here? You feel me? Like, what are we talking about? We talking about tread on the tires, no tread on the tires. Here's the thing, right? As we age, right, especially as gentlemen, I don't think any of us sit here or sit around like, I want my woman to sleep with from 8 to none. Like, there's no barometer. Like, the longer you're on this earth, the more you're going to meet women that have been through some things, that have had children, that have had their heart broken, that have slept around or maybe not slept around, depending on, they went through multiple phases. People say the whole phase. Men go through the whole phase too. Okay. Some people live in the whole phase forever. um, or they just relationship. Some people are what they call serial daters. They just date, but they never like settle down. Ain't nobody looking for a sinner, nor are they looking for a virgin. They're just looking for a good person at this point. That's what it should boil down to, right? So I think Shannon is wrong. Fellas, I don't think we out here looking for sinners, but like I said, I'm gonna put a poll up and let's see. Fellas, are we looking for sinners? Or do we want a 39-year-old virgin? I just want to know. Me personally, I don't need no sinner. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the number bracket is when you call a sinner, but virgins are cool. Like Yvonne Orji is a beautiful woman. Lucky guy, whoever that is, you know what I mean? She was like, she said on the interview, she said, God bless the guy that I finally give it to, because woo, she gonna let it off. So blessings to her. Let's keep it moving. Now we're gonna get into the rooter and the tutor. We're gonna get to LSU. All right, LSU women's basketball team famously won the chip last year. Angel Reese Froje Johnson was the darlings of the ball. Froje's a rapper. I think she's down with Young Money, down with Lil Wayne and them. Signed. She spit. She spit, but she could play some ball. Angel Reese, we talked about weeks ago, signed. She's the first female signed to Reebok's newly developed basketball wing. So she's signed to Reebok, got some NIL deals. You know what I mean, making that cash. Um, so they doing a thing in the off season. Reese was with her boyfriend. They was posted up on Instagram. They got matching tats and all this and that with the name, whatever the case may be. Just living it up like a champion should, right? Like a young champion should. Flo J was on different, she was on a Breakfast Club. She was on like different platforms promoting her music, herself, and they both did interviews with um various podcasts like The Pivot, I Am Athlete, just sitting down talking to the likes of Brandon Marshall, Ryan Clark, Fred Taylor, and those type of people, and multiple others. I'm sure. I saw a couple of them, and it looked like two girls enjoying their life and enjoying their newfound fame, having a good time. But then they got to get back to school, and the season finna start, and they ranked number one in the preseason polls. Why not? Right? Uh, you do have Iowa, who lost to them in the chip with their star. I think it's Caitlin Clark, if I'm not mistaken. And they're doing their thing, gearing up for whenever this rematch, if it happens, does happen. I don't know if they're on the schedule. I have to look. But LSU's record right now is 4-1. So people are trying to jump ship, and I'm like, they're 4-1. So they came out the gate, played Colorado, lost 92-78. Now that was crazy. All right. First game back on the grind. Here come the champs, and you lose like that to an unranked team, and you're the number one team. It's not a good look. Then they go on to win versus Queens NC 112-55. Then they beat MS Valley 109-47. That's a smacking. Geez. 112-55 is smacking too. Then they win versus Kent State 109-79. And then they win against SLU 73-50. So they rolling. After losing to Colorado, shit got crazy, okay? And their coach, Kim Mulkey, she don't play no games, all right? She don't play no games on the sideline when she put her clothes on. She be dressing, y'all. That white lady she be on it. Sparkling glitters, heels. She be killing it. But she don't play no games. She mean business on that court. She don't play around. So like I said, they 4-1. Is it time to jump ship on that team? Let's talk about the team first. I don't think so. I think they're still very good. They only lost one time, got their heads right. I think things is going in the right direction. But Angel Reese is going through some things, y'all. So Angel Reese's mom put out a statement saying for people to stop sending her long messages that have grammatical errors. Here's where it's getting a little spicy. Froje's mom replies, talking about she should know about grammar errors and such, being that her daughter is out here with a failing GPA. Reports say 2.0 or 1.7 GPA, which means baby girl shouldn't even be eligible right now. like what are you doing? If this is true, we don't know that. But here's why I think it might be true. We last see Angel Reese at halftime at the Kent State game. 13 minutes, 5 rebounds, 11 points. In one half, cool. She's benched for the second half. Doesn't play another minute. According to Kim Mulkey, it was for attitude issues. Okay. And then the next game on Friday night, when they play SLU and win 73-50, Angel Reese ain't on the bench. Angel Reese ain't in the skybox. Angel Reese ain't in the back in the locker room. Angel Reese ain't there at the venue. She's not there. People ask, Coach, where is she? Here's what Kim Mulkey said. Kim Mulkey said, we hope to see her sooner than later. She's still a part of this team. So I don't know about y'all, but where I'm from, when people say shit like "we hope to see her sooner than later" in sports speak, that sounds like somebody they got some shit to fix. Like hopefully after midterms or some shit like that. They were saying like you need to pick your shit up and then you can come holler at us. But she's still part of the team. Other than that, she kept it real bland and said no more questions and just kept it quiet. So um it's a time to jump off the Angel Reese bandwagon, the Bayou Barbie, as she is affectionately self-nicknamed and called. I'm not there yet either. I'm gonna tell you why, right? So a couple years back, Sha'Carri Richardson, the track star for the USA, failed some drug tests for smoking some weed. They didn't let her go and compete in the Olympics. Everybody jumped off the bandwagon. She's crazy. She's stupid. Why would she do that? It's the biggest chance of her life. She blew it. Y'all know me. Y'all, if y'all follow me. Y'all know I've been riding with Shorty from then till now. Now, right now, she has a title right now as the fastest woman in the world. Right now. And she's going to the Olympics. Let me tell you that. And her star is rising again, even more powerful than before. She buckled down, got on her grizzly, and now she's running hard. And everybody's back on the bandwagon. And it's crowded on this bus. Because, you know what I mean? When she had her weed problems and everything, people was getting off the bus. I was sitting like this. I was comfortable. I was like, okay, Sha'Carri, yo, me and you, boo, I'm riding with you, baby. Take your time, refocus. Let's get it back. Now I'm sitting up again, man. People getting on this bus. I'm a little crowded, man. People can't wait to be on the bandwagon again. Chill, y'all. Chill. So that's the way I feel about Angel Reese. One, first of all, she's a bowler. Okay. Even if she never plays another game in college, she's going to the WNBA. She's gonna be okay. Okay. She's gonna be fine. I'm not jumping off the bandwagon. I think when you're young and you have money and you have fame and it comes at you in a rush, and then you have summer break, shit gonna happen. You gonna lose focus. I don't think somebody said that she reading on a third grade, fourth grade level. Like I doubt it's like that. I hope it's not like that because I definitely do want her to be a smart black woman. She's handling her business. She has multiple deals with multiple companies, and like I said, she's a bowler. You know what I mean? She's a pretty young woman. She's in a relationship, which is good, and we about to get on that topic in a minute. But I'm riding with her. So let me know. We're gonna put that poll up too. Are you riding with Angel Reese? We put up LSU poll already. People said it was too early to jump ship. What about Angel Reese? Right? Like, do we turn our backs here? I'm pretty sure we don't. But you know, some people, they flimsy. They just blow away like Kleenex in the wind. First sign of trouble, you out of there. Oh no, she's bad. She's bad for us. Let's get out of here. Nah, hang out. I'm telling you, things are gonna be okay. Now, is LSU gonna repeat? I don't know. I don't know, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why. Don't you worry. Let me tell you right now why I don't think they're gonna repeat. First of all, shout out to South Carolina. All right, women's basketball with their coach. Um, who's South Carolina? She's a legend too. Dawn Staley. Shout out to them. Because they've been running things. And last year, they got upset. Iowa beat them. And then, LSU handled Iowa. But South Carolina has a woman, a young lady on that team. Um, let me if can I say her name right? I don't want to say it. Is it hmm, I don't want to mess this up. But she's bad, y'all. Um, she is bad. She's a guard, and her handles is ridiculous. Yes, it is Malaysia Foley or Foley. Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something about this girl. She ain't no joke, man. She is no joke. Okay. Let me give you the measurements of her. Okay. Malaysia Foley is down with South Carolina. She's a freshman, okay? She's the point guard, but she has a bag on her when it comes to on the court that is crazy. She's 5'7". Um, and according to what I'm reading here, she can dunk. But anyway, Kyrie Irving got the handles in the NBA, right? He's boom, 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 boom. Shorty got the goods. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna clip this up, and when we put it on Instagram, I'm gonna put the video with it, like, cause Shorty got the goods. And that's all I'm gonna say. So my preseason pick to win the women's basketball championship in college in South Carolina, because Dawn Staley is a coach that I can depend on, that I can bet on, Philly's own, and Shorty is the truth. Okay, but LSU is gonna be there. They might not. They might get to the Sweet 16. Maybe, maybe not. I want to see how this Angel Reese stuff plays out. So it's gonna be interesting to see how the season progresses. And we'll go from there. All right. But let's get into Diddy and Cassie. All right. So Cassie comes out last week, and she basically puts out a statement talking about all the abuse that she suffered at the hands of Love, um, Sean Combs, and in their relationship. And it's a 30 to 35 page document where she goes in detail on all the things. So I'm just going to gloss over some things. Y'all look it up. Y'all do your homework. But she was swept into his jet setting lifestyle of a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? Music producer. Um, She was signed with Bad Boy and released her debut album in 2006. All right. Uh, what she says here is that he provided her with a huge amount of drugs, including ecstasy, ketamine, and urged her to take it. Um, he became violent multiple times a year. Um, she didn't want to tell the police because it would give him an excuse to hurt her. One time in Los Angeles in 2009, the suit says Puff got enraged when he saw her talking to another talent agent, pushed her in the car, kicked her repeatedly in the face, making her bleed. Um, he had the staff bring her back to the hotel room to recuperate for a week. She asked to go home to her parents. Puff said no. Um, he also has been accused of being very controlling, paid for a car, her apartments, her clothing. Um, and according to the lawsuit, results from an MRI scan she had was for memory loss caused by drug use and the beatings that she would suffer at the hands of Mr. Combs. So, yeah. Kid Cudi, who famously dated her, um, he threatened to blow up his car, and he did confirm that around that time, his car exploded in the driveway. Hmm. Okay. Also, a few years into the relationship with Diddy, Cassie said that he began coercing her to engage in a fantasy of his called voyeurism, in which she's directed to have sex with a succession of male prostitutes while he watched, masturbated, took pictures, and shot video. According to the suit, um, Puff calls them freak offs. They involve costumes and masquerade masks and lingerie, and it continued for years, taking place at high-end hotels across the U.S. and in Mr. Combs' homes. Also says that he instructed Cassie to search websites for escort services and procure male sex workers. Drugs were always supplied at these events, and the suit said that she did them and she took the drugs because it allowed her to disassociate herself from the actual heinous things that were going on. Also said that he told her he would delete the videos, but then he also said that he had access if he needed to, get him again. Suit also says that the result of these sexual encounters in different cities, that Cassie was basically the victim of sex trafficking. It also accuses him of battery and sexual assault. And the suit also includes several accounts of her unsuccessful attempts to escape Mr. Combs' control. During a freak off in Los Angeles hotel in 2016, an intoxicated Mr. Combs punched Miss Ventura, which is Cassie, in the face, giving her a black eye. He fell asleep. She tried to leave the room. He woke up, followed her to the hallway, threw glass vases at her, sending glass shattering through the corridor, according to the court filing. Security of the camera securities in that hotel captured the incident, but Mr. Combs paid the hotel $50,000 for the footage. Mm. Also, in 2018, Cassie and Diddy met up for dinner. He forced himself into her apartment, raped her while she repeatedly said no and tried to push him away. After that, the suit says that she left him for good. She's now married to Alex Fine, a personal trainer, and they have two young children. But dog, this is crazy. This is crazy. Now, can I sit up here and say he's guilty? I wasn't there. I can't even afford to be in the bathroom of the places that these people hang out at. But what I am going to say is this, right? He settled this case. Well, he settled out of court this civil suit. He settled the suit less than 24 hours in. Now, here's my thing. Because he got money, y'all. He a billionaire. Billionaire. You could counter sue for defamation and slander, right? Because this is not true. And he denies he says that these claims he's making in this 30-page statement is false. So you're not countersuing for defamation of character, for slander. You're just going to give her whatever set amount of money so that it can all go away. All I'm gonna say is, man, before you go out here running around talking about how, oh, she should have been said something. I ain't never been raped before. I'm not going to speak to that. I'm not even going to speak to the money chase of this. Like people like, oh, she's just broke right now, so she wants some money. The detail in which the things that she is listing that occurred, that's a lot to be a lie. And maybe for her, moving on with her family and a lump sum of money is better than replaying all of the disgusting, hurtful things that happened to her throughout the years. Because some other shit gonna come out that maybe she don't even want her husband to see, her children to see. Like a lot of this, there's a lot of ugly shit in them reports. And once you get on that stand, shit come out. Maybe you don't want to go through that as a woman. She has a right to that. So, like I said, I'm not gonna say he's guilty, but where there's smoke, there's fire. Where there's smoke, there's fire. And too many people have said things about this man, whether it's stealing money, taking money, giving him bad contracts, um, being abusive. Like there's too many stories from too many people for all of them to be liars. This is what I am going to say. A storm is coming. A storm is coming. So he better have a lot more money to settle out because there's going to be a lot more cases coming. I believe that from the bottom of my heart. Now, whether he's guilty or not, we'll let the judge sort that out. But people are coming. Remember, I said that. Where there's smoke, there's fire, man. But shout outs to Cassie. You got your money. The pain and suffering, of course, does not equal out to the bag that you got, but maybe there's peace of mind for finally being able to get this off your chest, right? So, salute to her for being brave enough to come out and say something. And if there is a small chance that all of this is a lie, wow, that's fucking crazy, right? That you would go that far for a bag, but I don't believe that. I think that there definitely is something going on. I just don't know what it is because I wasn't there. So there's nothing for me to talk about. But what I will say is, as a man, if I want to protect my name, I want to protect my character, and I got money, I'm gonna fight you. And he ain't fight. So take that for what it's worth. All right, y'all, but let's get to it. Let's get to the topic, right? But we're not going to go crazy about it. But here's my thing, right? So we've all been young before, and now I'm an older man, right? And I've been able to coach young men, football. I've been able to reach young men's ears through education and be around the youth for a long time. When I was young, there were older people that gave me a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom, a lot of great advice. And there were also people that gave me a lot of bad advice and told me a lot of dumb shit that I ended up doing some of it and then learned later, like, yeah, this ain't cool. You know what I mean? So, um, family member of ours, um, literally just turned 13. And we have a little group chat. This is family stuff. And we was like, yo, happy birthday, da da da. And then I was like, yeah, you know what I mean? It's almost time for you to start sliding chicks in the crib, you know what I mean? And then another family member was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Might be time for me to take them to the mall, let them holler at some girls, you know what I'm saying? And of course, it's all in love and fun, and none of it is really serious. But it took me, it gave me a minute to just kind of step back and say, hold on, is it this wrong? Like, should we be pushing this agenda as far as like womanizing or going after women? Like 13 years old, right? Like, perhaps he should be not going after girls and just staying in his books and enjoying life as a kid and not thinking about girls and definitely not chasing multiple women or pushing that narrative. A lot of times when we get older, we think that we're doing the right thing, and it sounds cool to tell a younger man to be a player, to sow his oats, to just, do your thing. And on some level, maybe that's not the way, you know what I'm saying? Because there was a lot of times that I've heard those speeches and I did those things, and then you look back and you're 28, and then you're 32, and then you're 33, and then you're 36, and then you're 40, and you're like, hold up, wait a minute. Did I do this right? Am I moving properly? Am I being fair to the opposite gender? Or am I giving myself a fair shot if all I've been told is to sleep with as many women as I can? Date as many women as I can. Don't settle down. You could do that later. What if you did it young? So now when you're 40 years old, you're in a 10-year marriage already, or a 12-year marriage, or a 15-year marriage. Now, I'm not saying get married at 20 years old, unless you found that person. You found that person. Listen, hey, it's not impossible. People are out here that have those old school relationships that have been married 20 years and they're only 39, right? Or 42, whatever the case may be. Get married at 25. By 45, you're married 20 years, multiple children. That's a beautiful thing. A beautiful thing. And I don't know if we promote that as a beautiful thing to young children or young men that are about to go over the hump of manhood. So when you're 15 and 16 years old, instead of telling them how to be a player and it, what I mean, look at that ass, or I'm gonna take you to your first strip club. Maybe he don't need to see that at 18 years old. Maybe he needs to be focused on life, focus on how to save money. What are stocks and bonds? Real estate. Do you want to go to college or do you want to learn a trade? These are the things that we should be pushing on our young men instead of pushing on them that they need to sleep with somebody. Like, you need to break your virginity. You need to pop that cherry, boy. Like, why are we doing that? Do we need to? Like, whatever's going to happen is going to happen, right? So I'm not shaming anybody that holds on or that has done it, right? Because I've been there. Like, I was a young man who thought like losing the virginity was something that just needed to happen. I need to hurry up and get it done. For what? Like I said with the Nia Long, like, for what, for who, for why? For what? Yvonne Orgy, you on to something, ma. You on to something. Hold on to that. I'm proud of you. Shit ain't as what it's cracked up to be, right? And then what you run into is now you have a young man who has multiple children by multiple women, can't stay in a relationship, um, always cheating or always feels trapped, right? By being or by answering to one woman. And it's just not good. So, fellas, we got to be careful how we push things, right? Like I've had kids that I've coached and I've told them years later, because now they're all grown men, okay? Because I started coaching young. So now these guys are older, not old. But I used to take them down to Times Square, let them out of the truck, like go holler at something, man. Don't get back in this car till you get a number. You know what I'm saying? Was that wise? Was that what an OG really should be doing with them? And at the time, I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm in my mid to, you know what I mean, mid 20, 26, 27. I'm thinking, you know what I mean? I'm doing something with these young boys. I'm showing them how the game go. Like, and then you think about it later, and then they'll say things like, yeah, you know what I mean, coach, I'm this, that, and third. And but now they 30 something. And they like, yo, I learned that from you. And you like, damn, I fucked up. Because although I taught them all the right things to do on the other side of the fence, as far as school and playing sports and focusing on the things that they need to focus on the other side, for some of them, they learned the knot. You know what I'm saying? The womanizing, the perpetuating the story of the usual male athlete, that that locker room mentality of like, when we out here, we gonna play ball. When we get out of here, we gonna get these bitches. But in reality, maybe we needed to slow down. Now, some of that is above us. Like, there's no one person that to blame for it. But what I'm saying is, as a group of older men, when we have that 15-year-old in our circle, when we have that 16-year-old in our circle, do we need to tell them about pussy over and over and over? Like, you ain't get no pussy yet? You ain't get no pussy yet? You ain't get no pussy yet? Why are we doing that? Because I believe that back in the day when I was that kid, if I wouldn't have got that question, and I would have been more asked about, like, yo, you ain't saved $100 yet? You ain't got $500 in your bank account? You know how to set up a bank account? I'd have been in a much better place. Financially, I was stupid. I didn't learn finances till way into my 20s, late 20s, early 30s, and still learning to this day. And the pandemic was the most I ever learned about financial welfare in my life. Because not, and I'm not blaming anyone. What I'm saying is, I heard so much about getting pussy, getting money, getting cars, getting clothes, but I ain't hear nothing about gaining wealth and knowledge and how to. So we need to turn the corner, so to speak, as gentlemen, right? When we have these young men in our circle now, what I tell them now is, you know, if you have found somebody and you think she's cool and she's dope like that, see how far it can go. Don't put all of your eggs in her basket, meaning not date around, but yeah, slice up your life in certain categories. You have time for your lady, time for your guys, time for studying, time for ball, time for your money, and time for like your future planners. Like everything, like it shouldn't be girl, 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 girl. Because how many of us guys, I'm talking to y'all, like we lost our minds when we got pussy. Like it was like, oh shit, now I want more. You know what I'm saying? And you wanted her, and then you wanted her, and then you wanted her, and that ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Like to be the player, to be the guy that's like, yeah, you come through and they like, yo, okay, I see you, got another one, okay. You know what I'm saying? We slapping five and it's all good at the cookout. And yeah, I get it. But is it right? So although it is part of a rite of passage for men and women to start dealing, we need to change the agenda on some level. There has to be the conversation with these young men about their future, about how to treat a woman properly, how to raise a child, um, how to be able to provide, right? So that we're not sitting there, 20 years later, telling him that he can't take a girl to the Cheesecake Factory because the one that he really should have been with, we told him, fuck her, go get another one. And now look, now he's 32 and he's paying for for escargot and crab legs just for this chick to ghost him and disappear. So we just got to do better. I got to do better. I still got to do better. There's still lessons that I got to learn. A lot of things I learned was bad. Turning the corner, getting to be a better person, not pushing that agenda on the young gods no more. Like now, when I sent the text, because of course we didn't tell it to, our young family member that we were just texting amongst the uncles, like, yo, tell him this, tell him that. Of course, his father didn't tell him none of that, but we had our own laughs. But when I see him in person, what I am gonna tell him is, have you started saving money yet? Your birthday money, anything. You know what I'm saying? Where do you see yourself going to school for college? Do you even see yourself in college? You know what I'm saying? Do you know that it's okay to open a door for a lady? Do you know that it really it should feel good to go on a date and have a conversation with somebody and take her home? You ain't gotta have sex, right? And that there's beauty in what we used to grow up thinking about was the first kiss. Back in the day, that was the thing. Like, yo, you kiss, we have the first kiss, the first kiss. Of course, we went on to other things, but the first kiss used to be something special. Now it's, yo, you get that yet? You tap that yet? You touch it? Da 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 da. So we just got to be careful, right? At the end of the day, of course, we out here, we having fun, we're living life, right? But there does come a time when we got to take responsibility for the things that are going on right now, for the lyrics that are going on in Sexy Red's raps, and the generation coming up under us that now they don't have to go and sneak to get a naughty magazine, go to the sneak to get a naughty DVD. They literally pick up a phone and at their fingertips have pornography in the palm of their hand. That is a dangerous, dangerous situation. Over sexualized everything. Courtship is a dead situation now. And it's all about when can I fuck. So all I'm saying is, guys, fellas, let's do better. Let's teach these young guys what it is really about. It's about generational wealth. It's about preparing yourself for manhood. It's about being able to do for you before you do for someone else. And then being able to see what kind of woman you want to have a future with, not fucking everybody over, because then your future, you're just going to look back and say, damn, that was a good one. She was a good one. She was a good one. Was a good one. But now she's gone and you sitting there by yourself. You don't want that. I don't want that for you. You feel me? And we don't want that for you. And as much as we laugh and joke and we say some shit, a lot of the times it's the shit that's just generationally passed down. My uncle told my uncle told my uncle told me. You know what I'm saying? And then we do it because it's like, yo, that's what I learned. So now it's time for us to be the uncles and be like, yo, da 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 da. But we don't got to do that. You feel me? UCB Uncommon Bomb Podcast. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Glad that y'all was able to hang with me tonight. Sorry that I wait y'all wait so long for this new episode, but hopefully you enjoyed the ride with me, right? Let's get better. Let's do better. Peace, love, sincerity, and chasing happiness. But it shouldn't have to be a long chase, right? Because that's within. Don't run from yourself. Don't run from your past. Find out who you are and be happy with enough. This week is Thanksgiving. Fuck all the bullshit with the fake false news that the holiday was brought up on. The reality is this is about food, family, and friends. Enjoy yourself and enjoy your family. Be thankful that you have a roof over your head, clothes on your back, and your children ain't starving. And if you see somebody that's not doing as good as you, try to help them out on some level. Peace and love, y'all.